Hello, I'm Guy Kestevan, the Tester Man. Today I'm going to talk to you about two new bars from Pacific Northwest Components, PNW, and the new stem. But before we do that, if you could just press that subscribe button, if you haven't already, that'll make a big difference to how much YouTube loves this channel. And if you're watching this for free, please give a big thanks to my Patreon supporters, both the investors whose names are scrolling up on the screen, and my standard Trailblazer crew as well, because their monthly contributions are what makes this channel possible, alongside the sponsorship from my industry partners. And if you really like what I'm doing here, please consider supporting me on Patreon or buying from some of my industry partners. So first up, Loam carbon bar, which you'll have seen before on a few of my builds. Really nicely balanced carbon layup. They call it CBD, which is quite a nice name for those who like a bit of relaxing herbalism. I don't think there is any actual jazz tobacco woven into the composite or in that particular resin, but it does give a really nice balance of kind of stiffness to damping of vibration in the bar. I mean, not as much as something like a 1-up, but I find the balance really good. It's slightly more back sweep than most bars, so 10-degree back sweep, 5-degree rise, and comes in 25 or 38 mil. But the big news is it now comes in a skinny 31.8 mil diameter. But what's interesting is that PNW haven't changed the stiffness. Normally, when you go to a narrower bar, you'd expect it to be a bit flexier, a bit more forgiving. But PNW just thought, well, actually, we like the way our bar performs, so let's keep the same actual performance characteristics, but in that slimmer format for people who already have an existing 31.8mm stem, or just prefer that slimmer bar aesthetic. And talking of aesthetic, it comes in the usual 9 colour sticker options, which you can overlay onto the standard graphics there. And it's 780mm wide, but cuttable down to 740mm, thanks to the handy markers on the end of the bar. And it currently costs 159 of your English sterling pounds, but obviously adapt that pricing for wherever you're watching in the world, because I have to say we're getting a growth in the globals. Quite a few people watching this from that there abroad, so welcome, guten tag, etc. Howdy, good day. But enough of flexing my multilingual skills. This is the new Generation 4 of the very popular range bar, 67 quid. So you're saving a fair amount of money, but you are looking at a heavier bar. This is around 330 grams, whereas that Loam carbon bar is closer to 220 in that skinnier diameter. And again, it comes in 35mm or this 31.8mm here, but the big news you can see is that they've added this 50mm rise option. So you still get the 25 and the 38, which are the options in that carbon bar, but now you get proper high-rise DAC stack for people who want to ape their favourite Mondraker team rider, or who just, who want to raise up the front of their bike for control purposes, or just to get a better view of the countryside. I have to say, not a mega fan of a high-rise bar. I'm a bit too old and XC, still prefer to get my nose on the ground. But it's definitely a trend we're seeing more and more, is people increasing their stack to get that more lifted ride position. And also, it's a way of actually decreasing your effective reach on the back by bringing your hands a bit higher. So if you're feeling a bit stretched out, you went a bit too progressive on your frame choice, and you kind of want to subtly dial it back without saying you got the wrong size frame, a high-rise bar is actually a pretty good way to go about it. I would say these alloy bars, even in the 31.8, because again, same stiffness characteristics between the two bars, whether it's 31.8 or 35mm, they are distinctively stiffer than the carbon bars. I mean, they're not super punishing, but they're not massively forgiving either. So definitely a more robust bar for more robust riders. And then sitting in the middle here, you've got the new version of the Loam stem. So fully CNC machine, 6061 alloy, durable steel, zinc coated bolts. It's a no gap faceplate for a more secure fit, and it comes in 32 or 40mm lengths. Nice bit of graphic treatment there. And it comes in 4 colours as well. So you've got black, blood orange, lightning silver, which is kind of a gunmetal grey, and then this fruit snacks purple. And again, 31.8 or 35mm with a nice broad clamp across the front there for stiffness. And again, that feels a super solid stem. I've not ridden a huge amount yet. I'm actually going to pass it on to my mate Gabe, who's going to do some extended testing on it. But first impressions, very, very good. And while it's quite a chunky, stiff stem, it only weighs in at 133 grams for a 32mm version and just over 140 grams for this 40mm version. So it'll suit pretty much any use of bikes. It's spec'd right through to DH suitability, and all PNW products talked about here, in fact, all PNW products, I should have said that before, they all come with a lifetime warranty on manufacturing. So that's fresh new bar options from Pacific Northwest Components and the latest version of their shiny Loam stem. And yes, I will be doing reviews of the Petey's Monarch grip and the Raceface Chester grip as soon as I get round to it. And if there's anything else you've spotted in the background that you want to hear about, just let me know in the comments.